The Mortenson Center in Global Engineering sits at the college level, the College of Engineering level at CU Boulder. And so we have students that are participating not just from environmental engineering and civil engineering, but also mechanical engineering, aerospace engineering, computer science, really across the departments. And these students are learning how to practice in the field of international development and global health. So our courses, including our certificate classes and our professional master's track, provide the skill building as well as broader exposure to the history of global development and the current best practices in applying engineering skills towards reducing poverty globally, especially in the areas of water, sanitation, hygiene, energy, infrastructure, impact evaluation, and data analytics. Our program is led by our faculty and our staff, including Dr. Laura McDonald, who is here, our managing director, Dr. Salvanelli, our teaching professor, Dr. Rita Cleese, who's retired from the World Bank and USAID and is a professor of practice in our program, and our associate directors, Carl Linden and Amy Javernick-Will, who are professors in the department. The teaching program has a graduate certificate, which is eligible for enrollment by any research students, Masters of Science or PhD students, who would then take 12 credits with the Mortenson Center to earn the certificate. This is also the certificate that's available to any graduate level student in other departments outside of CVEN, civil engineering or environmental engineering. Within civil and environmental engineering, we have two professional master's tracks. So some of you I know are joining us who are interested in our civil engineering professional masters. Some of you are interested in our environmental engineering masters. The distinction is in the coursework. If you are in the environmental engineering professional masters, you are earning an environmental engineering degree. You take the same core classes as your other environmental engineering master students, and then your emphasis is with us to earn a global environmental engineering degree. Actually, go back there, Julie, just for a second. The Mortenson Center also conducts research in global engineering. We have funding from USAID, NASA, various foundations, and we work in partnership with implementers. And so we have active programs right now in Kenya, Rwanda, Ethiopia, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And then our students conduct, every student earning either the certificate or the professional master's conduct a practicum with a host agency. In pre-COVID times, I was in about 20 countries around the world, and I'll show you what we've been doing the past couple of years. Next slide, Julie, thanks. So what is global engineering? Or you can click through this a little bit. I think it requires clicks to get all the logos up, but it's everything from looking at standards for things like cook stoves or water filter or water treatment to looking at the systems behind providing basic services or conducting impact evaluations, so experimental studies to establish what works and what doesn't in global development, or technologies, developing sensors or data systems for analyzing risk of drought or food insecurity or other extreme weather events. The core in environmental engineering is, of course, water, sanitation, and hygiene, but we also have deep expertise in things like structures and settlements. And of course, the Mortenson Center is, in our biased opinion, the leader in educating engineers to work in global development. Next slide, please. So here's the breakdown. I'm not going to review every bullet point here. You can reach out to me and to Laura McDonald to discuss the details. The core classes in the Mortenson Center are common across both pre-NPs and the certificate. So really, in a lot of ways, it's the same, and we build a cohort of students, even if your degree program is different at the end of the day. So the core required class is Global Development for Engineers. That's a 3-credit course offered every fall, taught by Dr. Cleese. And we all take the field practicum as the capstone, which is also 3 credits and puts you in direct partnership with a host agency. And then the Mortenson Center has a series of 1-credit, 5-week classes. So we've actually broken up the curriculum to give you a lot more options to mix and match to make up for the balance of those 6 credits required for the certificate. And if you're in the PMP, you take most or all of those modules. Next slide, please. This is just a quick review of those classes. It's everything from looking at water, sanitation, and hygiene to humanitarian aid, disaster risk reduction, program and project management, study design and impact evaluation, data analytics for development, household energy. We try to provide both a breadth of exposure to the practice of global development, as well as a depth in the particular technical skills that are marketable as an engineer working for an international development agency. Next slide. And then our practicum. In pre-COVID times, this was students working typically in the summer around the world with about a couple dozen host agencies in a couple dozen countries. The past couple years, of course, we've been constrained by COVID, just like the rest of the world, but we still pulled off this summer a variety of really interesting, both remote and in-person practicums with these agencies in these countries. Next slide, please. And I should mention many of our students go on to work for the host agencies that they were working for their practicums. This is the team that makes up the Mortenson Center, and you will meet many of us in the breakout session if you join us in a few minutes.